This conference will now be recorded.
A very good morning to all. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you, Ganeshri. So, yes, very good morning, Hariharan. Yes, good morning, Subiksha. Very good morning, Ganeshri.
Good morning,
Okay, shall we
ma'am.
start our session? Shall we start our session? So, kindly ask your friends to join soon. The time is already 9:35 and only 25 members have joined by now. Nearly 20 members, half the strength have to join the class. Okay, so before we start our session, can you please tell me what are all the things we have discussed in our previous session? காலையிலே தூக்கமா எல்லாத்துக்கும்? Guys, whether am I audible? Okay, thank you, Anthony and Rajeshwari, for your response. But tell me what are all the things which we have discussed in our previous session? Hope last week. No idea? Data types. Okay, fine. Go to Aditya and Anthony. Yes, data types we have seen. Only data types we have seen covered. Okay. What are all the data types which are available in Java? As per our discussion, how many types has been majorly classified as? Primitive, okay, and then primitive and non-primitive, isn't it? So under primitive data types we have primitive data types and non-primitive data types, isn't it? So under primitive data types we can further classify them into number category and character category, isn't it? So again under numerical category we have integer and float. So numbers நம்ம எப்படிமா represent பண்ணுவோம்னா whole numbers represent பண்ணுவோம், இல்ல அப்படின்னா in what ways decimal numbers represent பண்ணுவாங்கன்னா so int and float. So in floatல வந்து பார்த்தோம் அப்படின்னா again we have in int we have byte and then int, short and then long, isn't it? அதே floatல பார்த்தோம் அப்படின்னா again float and double. So in integer we have byte, int, short and long, and float we have float and double. As I missed boolean as well. Okay, boolean, numbers and characters. So boolean, it is nothing but true or false value. So numbers can be represented as decimal number and then the whole number. So decimal number representation we have float and double. So float supports up to 7 decimal points and double supports up to 16 decimal points. And byte, int, short and long int எல்லாமே வந்து whole number representation. So character is again a primitive data type, and under non-primitive data type we have strings, arrays and objects. Okay, so this is the classification of the data types in Java. So இதோட memory allocation பார்த்தீங்க அப்படின்னா byte stores 1 byte, and int short int வந்து 2 bytes, int வந்து 4 bytes, and long int வந்து 8 bytes. 1 into 2, 2 into 4, 4 into 2. Sorry, 2 into 2 and 4 into 2. Likewise, you keep it in mind. Okay. So byte, we already obviously know it is 1 byte. Short int means it is 2 byte. Integer 4 bytes. Long int 8 bytes. Okay. And float it stores 4 bytes, and double it stores 8 bytes. Okay. So character, normally we have seen for character 1 bytes, but here in Java it like it's 2 memory bytes. Okay, so these are all the classifications of Java which is available. Okay, so are you guys clear with this data types in Java? So if I want to declare an variable means, obviously I need to, what I need to tell, I need to mention the data type int a. Okay, likewise I need to do. So have we covered variables concept, or did only we saw data types alone? Kindly acknowledge, did we see variables? Variables completed. Thank you, Sri Sanjana. So, variable is nothing but, what is a variable? Guys, kindly respond. Variable na enama? Placeholder. Okay. Variable is an actual representation of the memory location, isn't it? If a memory is there means I will be storing a data in that. To name the data, I have an special concept which is known as the variable. Okay, so a variable is not the storage itself. Instead, it is an actual representation of that particular storage. So hope you guys remember the tiffin box example and all. So are you guys clear with the variables? So variables அப்படின்னா இப்போ நம்ம ஒரு 4 memory location இருக்கு அப்படின்னா these are unnamed. ஓகேங்களா? So if I want to use this particular memory location for my program அப்படின்னா on the backstage I need to reserve this memory location. So for reserving process I am declaring a variable as a. So how can I declare? I have a syntax for declaring a variable, whether it is an integer data type or a float data type or a character data type likewise. So int a I need to allocate declare. So once int a has been declared means a memory location will be reserved with the name a. Okay, and if I give a value for a is equal to 10 means the 10 will be stored here. Okay, so and also we have seen global variables and local variables as well. So if a variable is declared within the function means it has access only within that particular function. So those kinds of variable is called as local variables. So for this we have stated an example of a fish underwater. Hope you guys remember, isn't it? And global variable means it is declared outside the function, and if it is under the main function means how many functions are there in that particular main class, all has an ability to access or all has a permission to access those variables. So those variables can survive outside the functions also. So they are called as the global variables. Likewise we have seen, and in particularly in Java we have seen three types of variables. What are they? Local variable, global variable concept we know. So in specific to Java we have learned three kinds of variables. What are they? மறந்துட்டீங்களா? Have you guys forgot? Yes, it is local, static, and instance. So local variable is nothing but the variable which is declared inside the function, and static variable you can easily refer it to the global variable. ஓகேங்களா? And instance variable அப்படின்னா இப்போ நம்ம ஒரு Java program ஓட இது பார்த்தோம் இல்லைங்களா? How the structure of a Java program. First we will be having the package, that is a public main class, and then we'll be having the string of arguments. So our class we will having number of instances. Okay, so main function declare பண்ணிருந்தோம், that is a static variable and with keyword static. Okay, so instance variable declare பண்ணிருந்தோம் அப்படின்னா it will be accessible only to that function, only to that method. And the method தவிர வேற ஏதாவது method access பண்ண try பண்ணுச்சுன்னா it will not allow. So this is the instance variable. So this is what we have seen in our variables concept, isn't it? So local variable, instance variable, and then static variables, and have seen this variable scope, nothing but which defines the local scope and the global scope. Local variable oda scope lifetime வந்து பாத்தீங்கன்னா அந்த function குள்ள மட்டும் தான் இருக்கும். So they are called as the local scope. So இதே வந்து global scope அப்படின்னா நம்ம main classல define பண்ணிடுறோம். So if it is if a variable is defined by a class அப்படின்னா that is a global scope, or else if a variable is defined by the method or a function அப்படின்னா that is called as the local scope. ஓகேங்களா? So variable lifetime will be only written there. And so basic syntax I haven't explained. Did I explain you once again? Okay, fine, sure. Okay, ma'am. So நம்ம இல்ல நான் explain பண்ண I remember. Okay, it's okay, no problem. I will explain it once again, not an issue. But I have explained it already, okay? Okay, நம்ம C program எப்படிமா எழுதுவோம்? How we will be write a C program? First, we will be including the header file, isn't it? As include, and then main. Just a minute. First, we will be writing the header file as include, isn't it? Something stdio and all, and then we will be declaring the main class. So this is the header. Okay, so this acts as an library. So whichever thing I'm going to have inside my main function will be referred only by this as include stdio.h. It acts as a library. நான் என்னெல்லாம் உள்ள கொடுக்கறனோ இப்ப ஏன்னு சொன்னா அதுக்கு எப்படி int a அப்படின்னா on the backstage it is like we have declared an variable. How does the compiler know it is a declared an variable? It will be going as this header file. It will be telling that a variable is declared, so that it is like a library or a reference or a guidance which tells what are all the things inside the main function, isn't it? So our program நம்ம program எதுல இருந்து start ஆகும்? இங்க main classல இருந்து start ஆகும், கரெக்ட்டுங்களா? So here I will be having, and here I will be having a printf function or a scanf function similarly. So printf for printing a variable, printing something, and scanf for getting values from the user, கரெக்ட்டுங்களா? So இப்படிதானே நம்மளோட C structure இருக்கும். அதே நம்ம ஜாவா ப்ரோக்ராமோட ஸ்ட்ரக்சர் எப்படி இருக்கும் அப்படின்னா நம்ம எல்லாமே வந்து இப்ப C programல வந்து execution I have explained you how the C program execution will be happening. Say for example நம்ம a1.c ல வந்து ஒரு program ஸ்டோர் பண்ணிருக்கோம் அப்படின்னா அதுல f1 and f2 அப்படின்னு சொல்லி இருக்கும், கரெக்ட்டுங்களா? இந்த f1 வந்து ஒரு ஃபைல்ல ஸ்டோர் ஆயிருக்கும், இன்னொரு f2 வந்து இன்னொரு ஃபைல்ல ஸ்டோர் ஆயிருக்கும், கரெக்ட்டுங்களா? சோ எனக்கு வந்து ஒரு ஃபைல கால் பண்றேன் அப்படின்னா என்னால வந்து ஒரு functions ஒரு சில particular functions தான் வந்து யூஸ் பண்ண முடியும், because many functions will be dispersed, கரெக்ட்டுங்களா? ஆனா ஜாவாவோட ப்ரோக்ராம் எப்படி இருக்கும் அப்படின்னா if I'm having in my program I may have many methods, many functions, many variables, many objects. இதெல்லாம் as it is dependent on oops concept, we will be having classes and objects. So கண்டிப்பா நம்ம ஒரு ஜாவா ப்ரோக்ராம் எந்த ப்ரோக்ராம் எழுதினாலும் நம்ம அதை ஒரு பேக்கேஜா தான் நமக்கு எழுதணும், ஓகேங்களா? சோ அதனால என்ன அப்படின்னா we have to declare a class first, ஓகேங்களா? அந்த class file public class main, ஓகேங்களா? so this is how நம்ம C programல எப்படி நம்மளுக்கு வந்து main class main function தான் entry of the program, starting of the program, அதே மாதிரி ஜாவாலையும் வந்து பாத்தீங்க அப்படின்னா public class main is the first line. This is the syntax, ஓகேங்களா? so here நீங்க உங்களோட ப்ரோக்ராமை எழுதும் போது you have to pack them into a single thing, ஓகேங்களா? சோ அதனால கிளாஸ் என்ன பண்ணும், உங்களுக்குள்ள இருக்கக்கூடிய ஆப்ஜெக்ட்ஸ் அண்ட் வேரியபிள்ஸ் அண்ட் ஃபங்க்ஷன்ஸ் எல்லாத்தையுமே ஒரே பேக்கேஜா பேக் பண்ணிரும், ஓகேங்களா? சோ நீங்க இந்த கிளாஸ கால் பண்ணாலே போதும், அதுக்குள்ள இருக்க ஃபங்க்ஷன்ஸ் எல்லாம் you will be easily able to access. சோ அந்த பர்பஸ்க்காக இங்க இருக்கு. அண்ட் பிரிண்டர் ஸ்கேன்எஃப் ஸ்டேட்மெண்ட்லாம் நம்ம சி ப்ரோக்ராம்ல யூஸ் பண்ணோம் இல்லைங்களா? அப்போ அது எதுக்காக யூஸ் பண்ணோம்? டு கெட் தி இன்புட் ஃப்ரம் த யூசர் அண்ட் டு பிரிண்ட் தி இன்புட் டு அவுட்புட் டு த யூசர், isn't it? So அதை ரெஃபர் பண்றதுக்காக we had as include stdio.h. So அந்த மாதிரி நம்மளுக்கும் ஜாவா ப்ரோக்ராம்ல some values வந்து user கிட்ட இருந்து வாங்குறதுக்கு இல்ல user கிட்ட display பண்றதுக்கு we need one supporting reference, right? So that is nothing but the string of arguments. Argumentsனா என்னமா? நம்ம what is a parameter and what is an argument? Parameter அப்படின்னா function definitionல define பண்ணிருக்க variables we name it as parameters. அதே arguments அப்படின்னா function callல declare பண்ணிருக்க variables we call it as arguments. ஏன்னா user கிட்ட இருக்க வேல்யூவை கொண்டு போய் அந்த parameters குள்ள பாஸ் பண்றங்காட்டி they are called as arguments. So similarly இங்க string of arguments எதை represent பண்ணுது அப்படின்னா it denotes the array of elements of the sequence of values which is given by the user. ஓகேங்களா? So அந்த printf scanf அது எப்படி stdoh சப்போர்ட் பண்ணுதோ யூசர் கிட்ட இருந்து வேல்யூஸ் வாங்குறதுக்கு யூசர் கிட்ட வேல்யூஸ் டிஸ்ப்ளே பண்றதுக்கு the same can be supported by the string of arguments. ஓகேங்களா? சோ அதுக்கு முன்னாடி பாத்தீங்க அப்படின்னா we have 2 to 3 lines, 3 words which is public. Again it should be accessible by the all. ஓகேங்களா? சோ class main should also be a public class. ஓகேங்களா? ஏன்னா எல்லாருமே மெயின் கிளாஸ் குள்ள இருக்க எல்லாருமே the main should be accessible. ஓகேங்களா? and string of arguments, public static void. நம்ம C program எழுதும்போது void main போடுவோம் இல்லையா? So it returns nothing. And then main class குள்ள நான் வந்து string of arguments pass பண்றேன். ஓகேங்களா? So whatever variables I can give it to the main class. So this is how it is represented as public static void main string of arguments. See, this is the entry point of our program. ஓகேங்களா? So the main method has to have this exact signature in order to able to run our program. Public again means that anyone can access it. Static means that you can run this method without creating an instance of main. இப்ப எந்த ஒரு கிளாஸா இருந்தாலும் கண்டிப்பா அதுக்கு ஒரு ஆப்ஜெக்ட் கிரியேட் பண்ணி தான் நம்ம அந்த கிளாஸ் நம்மளால ஆக்சஸ் பண்ண முடியும். oops கான்செப்ட் தெரியும் இல்லீங்களா? இப்ப கிளாஸ் நம்ம ஒரு அந்த பார்த்த எக்ஸாம்பிளே தான். இப்ப கிளாஸ் நான் சிசிஇ அப்படின்னு சொல்றேன் அப்படின்னா நான் ஸ்ரீ சஞ்சனான்னு மட்டும் சொன்னேன்னா யாருக்கும் தெரியாது. ஐ மீன் நான் போய் ஸ்ரீ சஞ்சனாவை கூட்டிட்டு வாங்க அப்படின்னு சொல்லி நான் இன்னொரு ஸ்டூடெண்ட் கிட்ட சொல்றேன் அப்படின்னா they do not know which is Sri Sanjana, where she is, for which department she belongs to, likewise. So if I say call Sri Sanjana from 3rd CCE அப்படின்னா on the backstage I'm able to access the class as well as அந்த class access பண்றதுக்காக நான் ஒரு ஆப்ஜெக்ட் யூஸ் பண்றேன். அந்த ஆப்ஜெக்ட் தான் ஸ்ரீ சஞ்சனா. ஓகேங்களா? சோ இப்படிதான் ஒரு கிளாஸ் நம்மளால ஆக்சஸ் பண்ண முடியும். hope you guys aware of these oops concepts. oops concept தெரியும்லமா? கிளாஸஸ்னா என்ன, ஆப்ஜெக்ட்ஸ்னா என்னன்ட்டு? guys kindly acknowledge. Are you guys comfortable with what is meant by oops? Or shall I show a video of oops concept which takes for about 2 to 3 minutes? If you guys are not comfortable with the oops concept, that is what is class and what is an object. Okay, just a minute.
Objects around you, picking it up. Did anything else in the room? You take a look around the room you are in right now. Around the room you are in right now. What do you see? Whatever is closest to you, try picking it up. Did anything else in the room move when you did that? Take a look around the room you are in right now. What do you see? Whatever is closest to you, try picking it up. Did anything else in the room move when you did that? Unless you have mind control, probably not. This is because objects around you can be changed without affecting any other objects. Here's another example. Let's say you decide to take your family's car and paint it rainbow. Would all the other cars in the world turn rainbow too? No way. Not even your neighbor's car that looked exactly the same as yours. But why not? You can lift your pencil or paint a car without affecting anything else because the world is made up of individual objects. There is a type of coding language that mirrors how the world works. It is called Object-Oriented Programming, or OOP. In OOP, a programmer organizes code into self-contained objects, similar to the objects that are all around you. So why is it useful for code to be object-oriented? We've talked about code before as just a simple sequence of instructions, and a lot of programs are built like this. But what if you want to write a program for something really big and complex like a game? Game code can be a few thousand to millions of lines of code long. Without any clear organization, your list of instructions would end up all jumbled like a plate of spaghetti. With so many intertwined noodles, it would be nearly impossible to pull one out without disrupting the others. In OOP, we can organize code in such a way that it becomes easier to maintain and change. Almost everything you see in a game program has its own stuff, like data and actions, that are totally separate from the other things in the program, but then they work together to make the game complete. This is like pizza toppings. If we structure code as objects, then we can change one part without messing up anything else. So you can pick off a pepperoni slice without it affecting the other toppings. Both types of code are valid and delicious, but will be useful for different projects. We've been talking all about objects, but what exactly are they in code? Well, we actually have to answer this question first. What is a class? No, this class is not like the one you have at school. In programming, a class is a definition or blueprint from which individual objects are created. Think about a blueprint for a car. The blueprint will tell you what a car has: a body, wheels, engine, and what a car does, like drive, brake, and turn. But the blueprint itself is not a car, right? It's just the definition of one. Take the class blueprint and use it to build a car. Now you have an object. You can use the blueprint to make many more objects. Each one will look and behave the same. The cool part is that once the objects are created, you can modify each one without changing the rest, which is why you can paint your car without changing your neighbor's. In other words, an object is just the actual representation of a class. So what does all of this mean for Codable? Well, most of the things you see in Bug World, like the towers, slimes, and fur babies, are all individual objects that can be controlled separately. At the start of any Bug World level, you will determine the objects that you will use to defeat the slimes. As you play, collect the fur babies to gather points, and then use the points to create new objects. Notice the blueprint of the object's class shows up after the object is placed. Similar to objects in the physical world, these objects in the game can be modified without affecting any other objects. Now it's your turn. Log into Codable, open Bug World, and start creating and modifying objects.
So at least have you got an idea on what is meant by classes and objects? So classes are nothing but the collection of objects, collection of something. If I say third CCE means collection of 45 students இல்லைங்களா. So if I say third CCE, இப்போ உங்களோட name list எனக்கு வருது ஓகேங்களா. Before I come to your class for advanced Java programming, your class mentor or an advisor will send me the name list of your class. So while looking at the name list, I may know, okay, these many 45 students are there. Okay, roll number starts from 1 to 145. I know that I have a student named in the Madhya Sri Sanjana or Anthony or Aditya or Vishwak. So I know these many students are there, but I do not actually know who are they, what is their behavior, what is their characteristics, isn't it? So just I will have an overall view of your class. Once if I enter into your class, once if I start accessing you, only I will be get to know your characteristics, your behaviors, isn't it? So similarly, a class is nothing but a blueprint of something or overall view தான் இருக்கு. ஒரு definition இருக்கு. 45 members தான் இருப்பாங்க. ஆனா நான் கிளாஸ் குள்ள போகும்போது அங்க 46 or 47 வர போறாங்களா கிடையாது. only 45 members will be there. கண்டிப்பா அங்க வந்து இந்த நேம்ல ஒரு ஸ்டூடெண்ட் இருக்க தான் போறாரு. unless and until he gets discontinued from the college, isn't it? அதே மாதிரி ஒரு கிளாஸ்ன்றது ஒரு ப்ளூ பிரிண்ட். நம்ம கொஸ்டின் பேப்பர் ப்ளூ பிரிண்ட்னு பார்த்திருக்கோம் இல்லையாமா? கொஸ்டின் பேப்பர்ல நம்ம 12th எக்ஸாம் படிக்கும்போது ப்ளூ பிரிண்ட்னு சொல்லுவாங்க இல்லையா? so what is that blueprint? Okay, leave it that. So in our college days, before you get your CA schedule, you will be getting a CA student copy, isn't it? So what are all the contents will be there in that copy? So it will be telling your question paper will be in this pattern. You will be having 9 2 marks and then 3 14 marks for your CAS. So in that 9 2 marks particularly you will be having, if it is CA1 means 6 2 marks from the first unit and 3 2 marks from the second unit. And then in 14 mark section, you will be having 2 14 marks from the first unit and 1 14 mark from the second unit. So this is the blueprint. This is the question pattern. This is how you will be going to have in your CA exams. But you do not know what actual question is going to come, but you know how the question may come. First 6 will definitely come from module 1 and the next 2 will definitely come from module 2, isn't it? So if it is a Java question means I will be placing the Java questions there. If it is a physics question means physics questions will be pasted there, isn't it? With that blueprint, I'm able to multiply or I'm able to develop multiple copies of question paper which has different meanings, which has a Java, which has physics, which has chemistry, which has English, isn't it? Do you guys agree with me? Guys? Although or even though they have a unique feature of a Java question or a physics question or chemistry question, on the backstage they are following the same pattern. They are defined to be only 9 2 marks and they are defined to be only 3 14 marks. None of the pattern is changing. ஸோ அதே மாதிரி தான் இப்போ கார் எக்ஸாம்பிள் பார்த்தோமா, ஒரு டெஃபினேஷன் பண்ணி ஒரு கிளாஸை நான் டிஃபைன் பண்ணிட்டேன் அப்படின்னா அதுக்குள்ள அந்த கிளாஸை வச்சு ஐ கேன் கிரியேட் மல்டிபிள் காப்பீஸ் ஆஃப் ஆப்ஜெக்ட்ஸ். ஏன் நான் அந்த ஆப்ஜெக்ட்ஸை கிரியேட் பண்றேன் அப்படின்னா இந்த கொஸ்டின் பேப்பர் பேட்டர்னை மட்டும் வச்சுட்டு என்னால எக்ஸாம் எழுத முடியுமாமா? இஸ் இட் பாசிபிள்? நோ. அங்க ஏதாவது கொஸ்டின் ஃபில் பண்ணேன் அப்படின்னா தானே ஐ வில் பி ஏபிள் டு ரைட். அதே மாதிரி இஃப் ஐ கிரியேட் அன் ஆப்ஜெக்ட் ஒன்லி, அந்த ஆப்ஜெக்ட்டுக்கு நான் ஒரு வேல்யூ வச்சிருப்பேன், ஜாவாவோ இல்ல பைத்தான் எக்ஸாமோ இல்ல வந்து பிசிக்ஸ் எக்ஸாமோ அப்படின்னு. அந்த வேல்யூவை அந்த கிளாஸ்க்குள்ள கொடுத்தாதான் அந்த கிளாஸ்க்குள்ள இருக்க பேட்டர்னை என்னால ஆக்சஸ் பண்ணி என்னால ஒரு இதை கிரியேட் பண்ண முடியும். அதே மாதிரி classes and objects are like object represents the as how you guys are representing your class. நீங்க உங்க கிளாஸ்ல இருக்கக்கூடிய ஒவ்வொரு ஆப்ஜெக்ட், கரெக்ட்டுங்களா? இப்ப நான் தேர்ட் சிசில இருந்து யாரோ ஒருத்தர் வாங்க அப்படின்னு சொன்னா you guys will be representing, any one of them will be representing. யாரு வந்தாலும் you guys are indirectly representing your class, isn't it? அதே மாதிரி இங்க classes and objects if you are creating an object means it is representing the class. so அந்த class நீங்க access பண்ணனும்னா கண்டிப்பா நீங்க ஒரு object ஒரு instance அதை represent பண்ணக்கூடிய ஒரு instance create பண்ணா மட்டும் தான் access பண்ண முடியும். ஓகேங்களா? so that is what here. ஆனா இந்த main class வந்து நீங்க access பண்றதுக்கு you do not want to create an instance variable. so that is what they are mentioned here. ஓகேங்களா? நீங்க இதை டைரக்டாவே யூஸ் பண்ணிக்கலாம். அதனால தான் we are naming that particular main function as a static. so static means that you can run this method without creating an instance of main. ஒரு object main classக்கு ஒரு object create பண்ணாமே நீங்க இதை டைரக்டா யூஸ் பண்ணிக்கலாம். ஓகேங்களா? so the arguments we get inside the method are the arguments that we will get while we are running the program with parameters. so it is an array of strings. ஓகேங்களா? so this is what this line explains about, and this is simply an printf function similar to the printf function. so whatever there is in the double quotes, it will simply print what it is there. so this is the syntax. Definitely we need to follow this particular line. ஓகேங்களா? இதுல s is capital. ஓகேங்களா? first system dot out dot print line la s is capital. this is a system is a predefined class that Java provides us and it holds some useful methods and variables. so out is a static variable within system that represents the output of our program, std out, standard out. ஓகேங்களா? and print line is a method of out that can be used to print a line. so clear? so this is a syntax. Definitely we need to follow it. ஓகேங்களா? systemன்றது ஒரு கிளாஸ்ல இருக்கக்கூடிய ஒரு ஆப்ஜெக்ட் வந்து அவுட். சோ நம்ம ஒரு லைனை print we are going to print something, so that is system dot out dot println. so if they are having connections means we will be mentioning the connection directly by means of the dot operator. So this is what is being happened here. So are you guys clear with the syntax of this program, Java program? And this is the syntax. Definitely we need to follow these three things. Okay. So now we can go and see how to set up a Java environment so that I can work with this Java programs. Okay. So if you have already attended this Java for beginners course, means obviously you guys have installed. If not, for new students, let me explain once again. Okay. So setting up Java things we will need. Now first is on who are the three main heroes of Java? They are Java runtime environment, Java development kit, and Java virtual machine. And Java virtual machine padikila, it is a part of Java in runtime environment அப்படின்னு சொன்னோம். ஞாபகம் இருக்கா? மறந்துட்டீங்களா? Okay, fine. So இப்ப நம்ம ஜாவா வேணும், நம்ம ஜாவா ப்ரோக்ராம் கிரியேட் பண்ணணும் அப்படின்னா we need some runtime environment. கரெக்ட்டுங்களா? அப்ப அதுக்கு என்ன பண்ணணும் அப்படின்னா we should have a Java runtime environment. So Java runtime environment இருந்துச்சுனாலே automatically Java virtual machine will be there and Java developer kit and then your text editor. First I need to write a program. To write a program I need an editor. So after that I need to compile it. So for compiling I need an environment to compile my Java program. So these are the things we need to have. ஓகேங்களா? So இப்ப நம்ம ஒரு டெக்ஸ்ட் எடிட்டர், இப்ப நம்ம ஜாவா ப்ரோக்ராம் வந்து பார்த்தோம் அப்படின்னா நம்ம ஜேடிகே இந்த கிட்ட வந்து நம்ம சிஸ்டம்ல இன்ஸ்டால் பண்ணி வச்சுட்டா even we will be able to run our programs in command prompt itself. ஓகேங்களா? So we will be able to. ஆனா என்ன ஒரு ப்ராப்ளம் அப்படின்னு பார்த்தோம் அப்படின்னா, so if you guys are developing an user and application, ஒரு ஜாவா யூஸ் பண்ணி you guys are developing a user and application, so let it be Zomato or Swiggy food ordering app. ஓகேங்களா? So similar to that, you guys are ordering an app. So if your customer is coming to you, to your app, through your application, he is able to order food, means first you guys will be supplying them with customer ID and password, isn't it? Isn't it? If I'm not wrong, do you guys agree with me? Anthony, I didn't get you. Okay, for text editor, you are using, you are asking, can we use Sublime text editor? Yes, you can use, but specific to Java, we have many integration development environments. We can see what is that. Okay, okay, if coming back to the example, so you guys are developing a Java application, let it be a food ordering app. Okay, so like Zomato, Swiggy, Flyer Eats, likewise. So if a customer is coming to a means, first you will be asking them to log in or sign up, isn't it? So if he's an existing customer, means he will be logging in, and if he's a new customer, means he will be asked to sign up. So you're creating a Java application, your code has only Java programs, that's it. Okay, so you guys are given your customer ID and they have entered the password. Sign up பண்றாங்க. So customer ID கொடுத்து உங்க password கொடுத்து உள்ள வந்தாச்சு. And next time they are coming and again they are giving their customer ID login, customer ID and password. So நீங்க ஜாவா கோட் மட்டும் யூஸ் பண்ணிருக்கீங்க அப்படின்னா, so customer ID and உங்களோட பாஸ்வேர்ட் எல்லாம் நீங்க என்னமா பண்ணுவீங்க? எப்படி நீங்க அவங்க என்டர்டு அவங்க கரெக்டான பாஸ்வேர்டு கரெக்டான யூசர் ஐடி தான் கொடுத்துருக்காங்கன்னு how will you guys check? Are you able to understand my question? ஒரு ஃபுட் ஆர்டரிங் ஆப்ல அவங்க வந்து கஸ்டமர் ஐடி வேணும் இல்லைங்களா? அமௌண்ட் பேமெண்ட் ப்ராசஸ் எல்லாம் பண்றதுக்கு, ஸோ கஸ்டமர் ஐடி இருந்தா தான் லாகின் பண்ணி அவங்க உள்ள சைன்இன் பண்ணி உள்ள போனா தான் இட் வில் பி ஹெல்ப்ஃபுல் ஃபார் தெம், இஸ்ன்ட் இட்? ஆனா கஸ்டமர் ஐடி உங்களோட ப்ரோக்ராமே ஃபுல்லாவே ஜாவா கோடு தான், ஜாவா யூஸ் பண்ணி தான் இந்த அப்ளிகேஷனை டெவலப் பண்ணிருக்கீங்க, ஜாவா அப்ளிகேஷன். ஓகேங்களா? ஆனா உங்களோட கஸ்டமர் ஐடியும் பாஸ்வேர்டு வருது. அப்ப நீங்க அதை என்ன பண்ணி வைக்கணும்? இந்த ஃபர்ஸ்ட் டைம் வரக்கூடிய கஸ்டமர் ஐடியும் பாஸ்வேர்டையும் ஸ்டோர் பண்ணி வச்சாதானே நெக்ஸ்ட் டைம் எஸ் ஸ்டோர் பண்ணி வச்சாதான் நெக்ஸ்ட் டைம் அவங்க அந்த கஸ்டமர் ஐடி பாஸ்வேர்ட் கொடுத்து உள்ளும் போது ஃபர்ஸ்ட் வாட் இட் வில் பி செக்கிங், ஃபர்ஸ்ட் வெதர் இட் வில் பி செக்கிங் வெதர் he is that particular customer or not, whether he or she is my customer. How will he check it? How will the data will be get checked? If it will be checking with the list of customer IDs available already, isn't it? First this process will be done, isn't it? Okay, and next if it is there, okay, the user ID is correct, and next if I'm entering the password means again it will go and check whether this password belongs to that particular customer. Yes, very good. In the method the data will be stored in the database. So if I'm having 10 customers, 20 customers, 30 customers, I can able to store it in a file. But if it is there tons of customers and millions of customers, is it possible to store it in a file and access them whenever a customer enters into our server? Is that possible? No, right? So obviously we need a cloud platform to store our data. So now an obvious answer for storing a data is a database. It will be having the collections of data in the form of table. Okay, so it will be storing the data in the form of tables. So if I want to hit that database for verification whether he is my customer, whether the entered password is belonging to that customer or not, for that I need each and every time I need to hit the database. To hit the database, obviously I need to have a language which can talk with the database. Do you guys agree with me? Guys, am I confusing you? Puridama, does it sound confusing? See, if a Kerala guy and Tamil guy is there means the same example, there should be a linker to convey the message to them. So Java will be written in a Java language. Okay, so the customer ID and password will be taken to the database through the Java platform. Okay, so database does not know the sorry, doesn't know the Java language. So instead there should be another language to query the values, to access the values, to retrieve the values inside the database. For that we need a structured query language which we call as SQL and PL SQL language. SQL language ன்னு சொல்லுவேன், SQL language ன்னு சொல்லுவோம். ஓகேங்களா? So database understands only SQL. So on the backstage, Java has to get integrated with the SQL language also. That is, you have developed your application by means of Java, but it's to store the customer IDs and platforms. You need the help of the database which can understand only the SQL language. So your language should get integrated to the database by means of SQL. So on the backstage, your Java program should get connected to the database by SQL language. And then or if you're having customers worldwide means they all worldwide your customers will be accessing your app, so that you should maintain a server. They will be logging from different servers. So on the backstage your Java code has to get connected to the servers as well. So server connection, database connection எல்லாமே நம்மளுக்கு வேணும். So அந்த மாதிரி ஒரு சுச்சுவேஷன் வரும்போது நம்ம ஜஸ்ட் ஒரு கமாண்ட் ப்ராம்ப்ட்ல நம்ம ப்ரோக்ராம ரன் பண்ணோம் அப்படின்னா ஒரு டேட்டாபேஸை கனெக்ட் பண்றதோ இல்ல ஒரு சர்வரை கனெக்ட் பண்றதோ இஸ் நாட் பாசிபிள். ஸோ ஃபார் தட் வி நீட் அன் development environment which is called as an integrated development environment. Okay, a software application that provides comprehensive facilities to computer programmers for software development. So by it helps an environment to connect you with database. It supports SQL as well. It supports and gives you an environment to connect to your server because it supports the server application as well. So all is built in with a single package that we call as an integrated development environment. The specific integrated development environment tools which are specifically designed for Java, and the most famous ones are NetBeans, Eclipse and IntelliJ, and we are going to use Eclipse as our IDE for working with Java programs. Why? In the sense, most probably many MNCs, any software companies are sticking to Eclipse. Okay, so this is a third party tool. This is not by the Java parent company. This is a third party tool, but it has many advantages. You can get the code from the GitHub. You can easily migrate the codes into GitHub. You can connect with them. So likewise, many facilities are available. And நம்ம காலேஜுக்கு வர கம்பெனிஸ் ஜாவா ரிலேட்டட் கம்பெனிஸ் எல்லாமே வந்து they are sticking to Eclipse, mostly Virtusa. So நம்ம ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸ் எல்லாமே Virtusa Eclipseல practice பண்ணி தான் they have gone there. So that's why I have picked Eclipse for you. Okay. So integrated development environment என்னன்னு புரிஞ்சுதாமா? So Python you guys have installed Python and then you might have worked on interpreter mode and scripting mode, or else you guys have tried PyCharm editor. So PyCharm editor anything can be, as many examples are there for integrated development environment. In specific Java kaga develop pannadhu nariya irukku, adula most famous are these three. Okay, so how to install this JDK? So நான் இந்த JDK install பண்ணிட்டேன் அப்படினாலே obviously I will be able to create a runtime environment for my Java program in my system. Okay, so it can be downloaded here within the link given, and these are all some previous versions. You can make a note of it if I supply you with this PPT. So if you guys hit on this particular link, okay, you guys will be directed to this particular page. Okay, so the current owner of Java is Oracle. So this page will be open. So if you copy paste the link, so this will be this page will be visible. So from here you can download even the latest versions of JDK. Hope you guys are able to see JDK download. So most probably I am using JDK 8. So it is recommended to use JDK 8 because the latest version involves many software requirements, sorry, hardware requirements as well. So namload systems la maybe this JDK will give you a full support. Okay, so we can download JDK 8. So if you click on this JDK download, you will be able to see 64 Windows 64-bit version and 32-bit version. So if it is 64 means you can click on here. So the ones you click here, it will be asking, just click on the accept and term agreements and click on download. So automatically it gets downloaded into your system. Okay. So if you click on there, this page will be opened. Okay, so and click on the JDK so that you will be able to see this list of versions available. So your required version most probably Windows 64-bit you can download. Okay, so all the instructions are there in the PPT itself. So once you start downloading, after the download has been completed, the installation you can start your installation and it will take around few minutes. Okay, and after you have installed it, so install ஆனதுக்கு அப்புறம் என்னமா பண்ணுவீங்க? It's not available. Okay, once it is installed, you need to click on this particular downloaded, and the download ஆயிருக்கிறது மேல நீங்க click பண்ணீங்க அப்படின்னா it will get starting install. So that's it. Click on next and click on finish. Okay, so your installation will be complete. But with this installation, you are not done. Your job is not 100% done. Okay, so what I should do is I need to set up the path variable. So I have installed it, but I need to set this Java compiler has been then Java compiler and system in the place la irukku solittu I need to tell to my overall system manager. Appada Java programs ulla varumbodhu automatically JDK compiler ku anupi it will process and give us the output. Okay, so to set the path variables, very simple, just go to your computer, my computer. Okay, right click, properties. Okay, so right click and properties, you guys will be directed to advanced system settings. So in this advanced system settings, click on environmental variables. So here in under system variables, this is user variables and this is system variables. So under system variables, click on path. Okay, click on path and then click on edit. Click on path and click on edit. You guys will be seeing some list of paths available. Okay, so inge vandadukku appo after you reach here, again go to your computer, go to local disk C. நீங்க இன்ஸ்டால் பண்ணிருக்கீங்க இல்லையா, அது கண்டிப்பா உங்களோட program filesங்கற folderல தான் ஸ்டோர் ஆயிருக்கும். So Java, so I have installed. Click on Java. So நம்ம சொன்னோம் இல்லையா, once you start downloading your JDK, your JRE automatically gets set up. ஓகேங்களா, so நான் JDK தான் download பண்ணேன், but JRE environment is also created. ஓகேங்களா, so click on JDK, click on bin folder. That's it. Click on this header, copy this path. ஓகேங்களா, புரிஞ்சுதாமா? Go to C drive, program files, and then Java folder, JDK, bin, right click, copy. And now go to the system variables. இங்க edit option click பண்ணி lastல போய் இதுக்கு முன்னாடி எதா path இருந்துச்சுன்னா you have to terminate that path with a semicolon. Hope it is visible to you guys. You have to terminate them with a semicolon and then you have to paste it. So can you see here, I have pasted it here, so it will be there. And click on, after pasting, click on OK, OK, OK. That's it. Okay, so this is the 100% installation has been done. 100% job has been done. Okay, so after doing all such things, and then I need to check whether my Java has been successfully installed or not. So for that, open the command prompt, type path. See, are you able to see here? C program files Java JDK 1.8.bin. So the path is there. Appana kandipa in system la I have mentioned my path, and you have to know it has been successfully installed. Abdina na Java version abdin kutena, it should display the version which has been installed into my system. Okay, so I have installed JDK 8, so that is being displayed here. So if I get this required information abdina, yes, successfully I have installed my Java compiler kit into my system. ஓகேங்களா, see, I have each and everything is there in this PPT. Okay, so from the desktop, you can right click the computer icon, choose properties, everything is there. Okay, so if you missed to watch also, you can look at this PPT. It will be more than sufficient for you to get installed. ஓகேங்களா, so if you click on path, the paths will be displayed, and if you click on Java version, which version you have installed, that will be displayed. Okay, so clear with this? ஓகேங்களா, இப்போ நம்ம கமாண்ட் ப்ராம்ப்ட்ல ஜாவா ப்ரோக்ராமை வந்து எப்படி ரன் பண்ணலாம் அப்படின்னு சொல்லி பார்க்கலாம். மோஸ்ட்லி we will not be doing, but just to give a knowledge on this, that's it. ஓகேங்களா, so first நான் பண்ணணும் அப்படின்னா, say I have a Java program here. Okay, echo that இது என்னன்னா ஒன்றும் இல்லாம ஜஸ்ட் நம்ம என்ன டேட்டா கொடுக்குறோமோ அந்த டேட்டாவை பிரிண்ட் பண்ணி கொடுத்துரும், அவ்வளவுதான். ஓகேங்களா, so this is the a simple Java program. so இதோட கிளாஸ் பாத்தீங்க அப்படின்னா this is main class. ஓகேங்களா, the main class name பார்த்தோம் அப்படின்னா it is echo. so where is my echo program in my system? so command prompt la run பண்ணும்போது first I need to go and fetch that program first. so where is my, are you guys able to see where is my echo program in my system? guys, am I audible or not? எங்கமா இருக்கு echo program? எங்க இருக்கு notepad file? எங்க இருக்கு? D driveல இருக்கு இல்லீங்களா? so first I need to navigate into the D folder. ஓகேங்களா, D folder குள்ள போயிட்டேன். ஓகேங்களா, so next நான் D folder குள்ள போனதுக்கு அப்புறம் மெயின் ஸ்டெப் நான் என்ன பண்ணுவேன், first ப்ரோக்ராமை லொகேட் பண்ணிக்கணும். ப்ரோக்ராமை லொகேட் பண்ணதுக்கு அப்புறம் என்ன பண்ணணும் அப்படின்னா, I need to tell my இந்த நோட்பேட்ல இருக்க ப்ரோக்ராம்ஸை நான் ஜாவா டெவலப்மெண்ட் கிட்ட வச்சு ரன் பண்ணணும்னு சொல்றோம். சோ அந்த ஜாவா டெவலப்மெண்ட் கிட் எங்க இருக்கு அப்படின்ற பார்த்து I need to set here. Okay, so I need to set here. so for that the command you can use is set path is equal to within double quotes. நம்ம அங்க காப்பி பண்ணோம் இல்லீங்களா அந்த path, C driveல program filesல ஜாவால JDK 8ல வந்து bin என்ற folder. so you just need to paste it. so you have set your path of the Java compiler kit. so இதுக்கு அப்புறம் இந்த path செட் பண்ணதுக்கு அப்புறம் ஓகேங்களா you can run your Java programs. ஓகேங்களா, first and you have to locate that program folder. program எங்க இருக்கோ அந்த location you have to locate it, and after that in that location, say for example இப்ப எனக்கு D folder குள்ள D driveல டைரக்டா இல்லாம D ல ஜாவால folder குள்ள இருந்துச்சுன்னா then you have to navigate into D and then followed by the command cd java. அப்படின்னா என்ன ஆகும் அப்படின்னா D folderல ஜாவான்ற ஒரு கமாண்ட் ஒரு folder இருந்துச்சு அப்படின்னா ஜாவா folderக்குள்ள navigate ஆகும். ஓகேங்களா? அப்ப D ஜாவா அப்படின்னு உங்க path மாறும். இங்க நம்ம கிட்ட ஜாவா folder இல்ல, so it is telling cannot be specified. ஓகேங்களா? So if you want to navigate into subfolders means you can make use of the cd command. ஓகேங்களா? இல்ல பேக் வரணும், ஜாவால இருந்து நான் again D க்கு வரணும்னா cd double dots. ஓகேங்களா? Okay, I have navigated, and for compiling the keyword is java c filename dot java. Okay, so what is my file name? My file name is, can you see here, it is echo. It is echo. So your file name and the class name should be matched, because your Java compiler kit will search for this class name. So your file name and the class name should be similar. If it is small e cho means your file name should also be small e cho. So it should be matched. Okay, so java c echo.java, just I'm compiling this program, hit on enter. So no errors. So it has been compiled successfully. To run this, the keyword is java just file name. No .java extension. Java compiling means java c. Java compiling echo.java. Compilation I need to specify the extension name .java. For running, just Java and echo. So if I hit on enter, it will be asking me to enter the data. You entered 5. So successfully I have run a Java program in the what? Command prompt. Okay, so Anthony has asked access specified not necessary for main class, ma'am. Yes, it is necessary. So by default, if I'm not specifying anything means it will take as a public class. Okay. So this is how we will be running a program. Okay, ngla? Okay, so previously நம்ம பார்க்கும்போது இங்க echoன்ற program மட்டும் தான் இருந்துச்சு. echo.javaன்ற program மட்டும் தான் இருந்துச்சு. Hope you guys note. I am not sure whether you guys noted. So echo.java தான் இருந்துச்சு. நான் சொன்னேன் இல்லையா, நம்ம ஜாவா programs compile பண்ண ஆரம்பிச்சோம் அப்படின்னா a bytecode will be generated. That bytecode will be in the form of dot class extension. So can you guys see here? Echo.class file has been created on 10 to, what is the time now? 10:25, isn't it? So by 10:25 I have executed. So by 10:25 this echo.class has been created. So whenever a Java program is being compiled means na Java C echo.java kurtaliyama. So at that time it has generated a bytecode. We know that the bytecode will be in the form of dot class extension. So are you guys able to see here? So this is the bytecode. Okay, ngla? This is system understandable or an interpreter understandable. Okay, fine. So are you guys clear with installation of JDK into the system? So I will supply you with the PPT. So if you have any doubts, you can refer it to there. Okay. So any doubts so far? Okay, shall we proceed with the text editors? And text editors many, as Anthony stated. Likewise, we have many text editors available, like Notepad. Notepad is itself a text editor, and for coding we have Notepad++ for Windows platform, and for Linux we have gedit. For Unix and Linux we have Emacs, Vim, Nano. Likewise, we have a different kinds of text editor for different platforms. But whatever platform it could be, you have to save the Java file with .java extension. Okay. And compiling and running from command line. So just now we have done, right? So Java C, your program name .java for compilation, and Java your program name for the execution. Okay, ngla? So ls abdina, it will be listing how many directories are there in that path, and cd abdina navigate pandrukku. So this is also there. Okay, ngla? And integrated development environment, the popular ones are NetBeans, Eclipse, and IntelliJ. So as we are going to use Eclipse. So NetBeans வந்து பாத்தீங்க அப்படின்னா அது வந்து parent tool, the parent ID தான். So as of now Java current owners of Java பாத்தீங்கன்னா Oracle. நான் database சொன்னேன் இல்லையாமா, நம்ம database இது பண்ணுவோம், databaseல ஸ்டோர் பண்ணுவோம் அப்படின்ட்டு. So Oracle is also a database. So நம்ம database if I say give some examples of programming language னா நம்ம உடனே C, C++, Java, Python அந்த மாதிரி சொல்லுவோம் இல்லைங்களா. So அதே மாதிரி database give some examples of database அப்படின்னா Oracle is a database. ஓகேங்களா. So likewise we have different data types, databases available, and one of them is Oracle. So that database owner Oracle is also the current owner of Java. So they have developed an integrated environment specific to Java, which is NetBeans. ஓகேங்களா. And Eclipse is a third party open source IDE that is very powerful and very popular. ஓகேங்களா. And IntelliJ is an also a development environment for Java. So this is usually developed by JetBrains. Okay, that is why it is called as IntelliJ. So out of these three, we are going to use Eclipse, a third-party open source IDE. Okay, so this Java source file structure, நம்ம சொன்னோம் it should start with package declaration and then import declarations எல்லாம் இருக்கணும். So நீங்க Eclipse வந்து download பண்ணணும் அப்படின்னா, so I have an link here. So if you guys click on this link, it will directly take you to the download page. So I'm clicking on here. So are you able to see once I click on this link, it automatically started downloading. So I have gave you a direct download link. ஓகேங்களா. நீங்க just இந்த லிங்க் கிளிக் பண்ணாலே போதும், it will start automatically. நீங்க எந்த பேஜுக்கோ போய் கிளிக்லாம் பண்ண வேண்டாமா. This Eclipse software automatically starts downloading. Are you guys able to see here? So click பண்ணாலே automatically starts to download. ஓகேங்களா. இதுக்கு வேற எந்த ப்ராசஸும் இல்லை, just click on it. next கொடுத்து இன்ஸ்டாலேஷனை finish பண்ணிருங்க. finish பண்ணதுக்கு அப்புறம் ஒரு simple Java program வந்து Eclipseல எப்படி பண்ணலாம் அப்படின்றது. So it's already 10:30 now. We can look it in our next class. So it takes around 10 minutes of time, and after that we can go with arrays and then operators. ஓகேங்களா. So if we cover arrays and operators, then we can have control statements like if else, for loop and all. So after that we'll having different versions of Java. So most probably we will be completing our module 1 by next week. Okay, because by July 13 or 14 you guys will be having a CA1, right? So are you guys comfortable till now? Do you have any doubts in installation steps or the concepts explained? Are you guys comfortable? Shall we wind up the session? Okay guys, thank you all, thank you for joining a session. Have a great day. Thank you, Nirmal.
Thank you.
And thank you all.